Well, hello, welcome back to Mishka's World Kitchen. Today we're flying right over to the other side of the world, to Morocco, because we're going to make a chicken tagine, a standard and very popular Moroccan dish. So, a tagine is this device here with a solid cast iron base. You can see I've already started to fry off the onions here, which is a standard beginning. Then we've got this conical shaped lid. This will go into the oven. So we start on top, we go into the oven, and we're going to finish it off with some couscous. At the moment, I've started off by making the reduction for the couscous, which is orange juice, coconut water, cardamom pod, saffron, cinnamon, clove. Now we're letting that reduce, fresh orange juice, letting that reduce so that it becomes the sauce in which we'll mix the couscous, very Middle Eastern, okay? Here I've got some, coming close, here I've got some pureed diced tomato with a good tablespoon of sweet paprika. Then over here, to add in later, I've got some olives, some preserved lemon. So this is Moroccan preserved lemon. It's preserved in salt, very good. Some chopped up dried dates, some chickpeas, coriander, bay leaf. Into the couscous will go the almonds, and then finally inside the chicken tagine will go sweet potato or kumara. So you can see the mixture of Middle Eastern flavours here. You've got the dried fruits, the salty tart lemon, the chickpeas, coriander, olives, the sweet against the salty. And of course, over here I've got the chicken. I've rubbed the chicken in cumin with some fresh coriander, some salt and pepper, and some garlic flakes as well. So I'm now going to render those off. So you can start off at the top. And we're just going to put, I use, as you know, as I always say, I use chicken on the bone. So I've got 5 pieces here and some drumsticks. These tagines aren't very big, so they won't fit a lot, but when it's ready to go, it'll feed a family of 4. Go, and the last one in. So all we're going to do is render that, scrape the bowl and get it in there because we want all that for later. Let's pop that in the wash. Always remember to keep washing and cleaning as you go so you've got space to cook in. So I'll just remind you, in step 1, we're preparing 2 dishes. We're preparing the chicken tagine. I've preheated the oven to 150. And we've got the orange juice, coconut water, and the spices that I've mentioned in there, ready to mix in with the couscous later. And the couscous is the side dish. The tagine is the star. You can hear it now frying away. And obviously I've got all these things in to add later, and that will go into the oven, and that will be in step 2. So I'll see you in a little while, and we'll come back to Morocco and carry on with the tagine. Bye. Welcome back. So I have been rendering down the chicken skin side first to get some colour on it, and then just turn down the heat so the onion doesn't burn, and that's ready to add in all these condiments now. So the important thing is to make sure that you don't overflow the tagine, because if you do, you will it'll overflow in the oven. So depending on the size, I'll tell you what quantities I've got, but you can vary. This tagine is about 30 centimetres wide. You can get bigger ones, you can get taller ones, obviously for bigger servings. So I've put in the 2 preserved lemons. I'm just going to put in a handful of chickpeas. Yep. Because I don't want to overflow with too many things. I've got some pitted Kalamata olives. Let's place those in. That's a little belted salt there. And I've got some dates, very important. Now you can use prunes, you can use sultanas, you can use currants and raisins, but I'm using dates because that's very Middle Eastern, very common. And then of course the kumara, or sweet potato. You just need to place it evenly so everything cooks. evenly. That's why I leave the chicken in there first, because all the other things can be tucked into corners and they blend very well. And some bay leaf. Very common in both southern Mediterranean. So you see here you get a real clash of southern Mediterranean, North African with a French influence as well. I'll keep the coriander and some spring onion for garnish later, and I've got some chopped mint here. That will go into the couscous when that's ready. So now I'm going to turn off this heat. I'm going to add in the puree of diced tomato, hot or sweet paprika, depending on how spicy you want. You can add a chili if you like. And there's probably about 300 ml of chicken stock. Yep. Now that's kind of just about right. So what I'll do is I just place the lid on now. And I'm going to place it on the lowest part of the oven. Electric, gas, doesn't matter. Make sure, now you know this is hot because it's the cast iron part, so be very careful. I tend to burn myself a lot because I forget those things. This is going to go on the lowest part of my oven. And I'm going to cook it for an hour and a half, long and slow, so the meat falls off the bone, all those flavors. I'm not going to touch it. If it overflows, great, it can overflow, I'll clean the oven, but I'll come back to you in about an hour and a half and we'll get ready for the couscous and we'll plate up. So I'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, welcome back. Last part. So I've just got on here the boil of 300 ml of orange juice, 300 ml of coconut water, a dessert spoon of honey, and the herbs and spices I mentioned before, cardamom, cinnamon, nutmeg, and some saffron. So now if you come in close, I'm going to assemble it into the couscous. So come and have a look here. Now, more or less, there's 300 grams of couscous here. I'll pick out the herbs later. You can see the saffron going in. So the couscous will expand, of course. I'm going to put less in than I think I need. And if I need more, I can add in some water or some more of the orange juice. So I'm going to let that just expand for a while. If it's too wet, I'll add in some more couscous. Come and have a look at this. Here's the tagine. It's been in the oven for an hour and a half. Wow, look at that. Huh? So, I'm just going to finish that off with a little bit of coriander on the top. And I'll plate that up in a minute. Let's come back over here and see how we're going. You can see it's starting to thicken up now. It's starting to get a little bit thicker. And you can see the clove in there. People can pick it out, I can pick it out. It doesn't really matter, it's just whatever way you wish to plate it up. Again, I've left this for a few minutes and you can see how it's fluffed up. It's really getting nice and stiff. You can feel it when I work it with the spatula here. So this is the right time now. Oh, I can smell the orange and the honey and those spices coming through. It's so beautiful. So I'm adding in some toasted slivered almonds, a little bit more coriander, and some mint. And then a few chopped spring onions, just for a bit of crunch. Okie doke. Spatula again. Move those around. You can also add in some pomegranate seeds if you'd like, some raisins, but we've already got the fruit in the chicken and ready to go. Okie dokie. So, I'll take some of this, just for presentation. Put it in my trusty serving cup. I've already put some chicken out here, upside down, a few slivered almonds on top, a little bit more coriander for decoration, and some of this beautiful sauce now. Tomato, dates, olives, chickpeas, onion, bay leaf. Oh my God, so good. And a little bit of the preserved lemon. So there you have it. A classic Moroccan chicken tagine I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, please email me or direct message and I'll happily answer them. Bye for now.